Okay, the live stream has started. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome you all to 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Shri Radha Govinda ki jai. We pay our humble obeisance to Shri Radha Govinda. Shri Radha Govinda ki jai. We seek our humble blessings. Start with the Mangalachan. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yen Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesh Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Kadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Just a second, I need to switch to my network. All glories to Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, and Temple President, His Grace Namaste Prabhuji's. We beg, seek humble blessings from them. So today's chapter is chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. So we are basically into the Gyan Yoga part. Now you will be thinking that the Bhakti, the pure Bhakti is described in the 12th chapter. And we are coming to the 13th chapter, asking various questions that what is the difference between the Kshetragna and the Kshetra. So basically, now, if someone knows the bhakti, then he will ask, how this bhakti is implicated, how the things are going on, right? What is, how someone is, facing the problems here, what is Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Satoguna, how they are, how they are doing. If the bhakti is the only path, then what is the thing that is being kept here and how it is implicated here? So, like this, the question is being asked by the Arjuna because everything the bhakti is all completed in 12th chapter. Now the Gita must be finished, but you know something. Then you need to know that how this material universe, material universe is going on, and what are the things that are there, right? So this chapter 14 is based on that. The Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. This chapter is about Maya, the jailer. It is the jailer. She keeps us from going to Krishna, right? Because we don't want Krishna, right? We desire proprietorship over material things, right? We need to lord over the material things. That's why we don't want Krishna. So so Maya is keeping us here, right? Because we have been disobedient, and she binds it with the modes of material nature, right? The modes of material nature are there. When we become pure devotees of Krishna, she does not bind us because it is transcendental. When you do the kirtana, it is transcendental. It is above the three modes of material nature. So how the progression takes place, chapter 13 explained about the, living entity of the Purusha and is entangled in the material nature, Prakriti, due to his desire for enjoyment, right? So now in chapter 14, Krishna continues his explanation with the what these three modes of material nature is, right? First of all, we explained the Kshetra and Kshetragna, right? Who is the difference between the relationship and the difference between the Kshetra and Kshetragna. Earlier, we also learned about the Purusha, the living entity, and the material nature Prakriti, right? Due to his desire for enjoyment. Now we will learn in chapter 14 what are these three modes of material nature, how they work, right? How they bind the jiva, the soul, right? How they can be destroyed by Krishna Bhakti, how to destroy them. That is the main purpose of this Jnana Yoga. Because we know what are these. First, we know if you want to tackle some solution, you will tackle some problem, what you do, where first you write down the definition of the problem. If you cannot write the problem, then you don't know the problem clearly, right? So here the problem is being defined, right? This is the problem. Now how to get out of it is being will be it will be given by the Krishna Bhakti, by the Krishna himself, right? So what are the three modes and modes and impact on death? What does it how does it impacts on the death, and is there any way to overcome the modes, right? So there are the four, the four parts: trap, the three modes, first to nine, And then to 13 days are race for prominence, right? And then will be the actions in the modes 14 to 18 and the pure life 19 to 27. So this is the chapter, this is the whole, whole study it will be given here. So over you, the three parts we will be hearing: the conditioning of the soul by the material nature, how we are conditioned and why we are not able to get out of it, right? The first we will know the problem statement, then effect of conditioning by the modes, and due to that problem, what are we facing, right? Then transcending the modes, the solution to the problem. The Maya is a kind of force that makes you feel what is not true, right? Maya is basically Sato, Rajo, and Tamoguna, existing in three stages. Sattva Guna, little Maya; Rajoguna, more Maya; Tamoguna, totally in Maya. Right? Ignorance, Tamoguna ignorance is basically trying to sleeping. Right? Sleeping is a form of ignorance, right? Trying to sleep and sleep and sleep, right? So doing that, Rajoguna trying to do more and more work is worship, right? That kind of thing, right? Satoguna trying to acquire knowledge, right? But that is also Maya. You cannot, go to, you can go to heaven through it, but you cannot go to Vaikuntha. For that, you have to be transcendental to all the three stages. So who are these nine stages, right? Who are these nine? What was the project? These are and anyone we will discuss the supreme lord when these nine cities when nine saptarishi these rishis came to know. So what they said, the supreme lord personality of godhead said, again I shall declare you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection, right? This is said by the Krishna, but these nine sages came to, and the king was there, and he was basically the blessed, the king was blessed with all the knowledge, right? So these are the these were some sages basically came to the king, and the king was blessed with the knowledge. Similarly here also Krishna will tell you about the what this wisdom is, the best of the all knowledge, right? Knowing which the sages have, and knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection, that will be told. So here are the nine sages: the Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabhuda, Pipalyana, Avirhotra, Dravida, Chamsha, and Karavajana. These are Nava Yogendriyas who came on to request King Nimi. He asked questions about how can we know incarnations, right? What are the incarnations? How can we know the incarnation? So these nine sages came and blessed the king with the knowledge, King Nimi. No, prediction about the appearance, prediction about the appearance of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There was prediction. There is the prediction of the, appearance of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is said to be Yuga Avtara, right? He is the Yuga Avtara. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written, Krishna Varnam Tviksha Krishnam Sango Pangashtra Parshadam Yagna Sankirtana Prayal Vajanti Hi Su Medasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Who is he? He is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Although his complexion is not blackish, right, like the Krishna himself, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, right? Servants, weapons, and confidential companions, right? So this is already declared in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So who is Chaitanya, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Hare Krishna. And you can even tell who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have told it, two, three times, I guess. Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So he is incarnation of Shri Krishna and Radharani himself, right? So Prahlad Maharaj in the seventh canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Channa Kalavyat Abhava Stri Yugostha Swam. Hidden nature of Supreme Lord's appearance in the Kali Yuga. He is coming in the hidden form, right? In the Garuda Purana, the Supreme Lord says, Aham Purna Bhavishyami Yuga Sandhya Visheshata Mayapura Navadvipa Bhavishyami Sachi Sutaha. I will take birth as the son of Sachi, Sachi Sutaha, as the same son of Sachi. Her name, the name of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Mata ji was, mother was Mata Sachi, right? and his father name was Jagannath Mishra. So in Navdeep, right? In Navdeep, Yuga Sangam Mayapure Navdeep, in the Mayapur, Navdeep Mayapur. I will come in my complete spiritual form in the first part of Kali Yuga, right? In the first part of, right? This Kali Yuga start, around 5,000 years ago. In the first part of the Kali Yuga, he came, right? In the same Garud Purana, it is also stated, Kale Prathama Sandeyam Lakshmi Kanto Bhavishyati Daru Brahma Samipastha Sannyasi Gaurav Vigraha. In the first part of Kali Yuga, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will come in a gold-like form, right? His complexion was like gold. First, he will become the husband of Lakshmi. Then he will become a sannyasi near Lord Jagannath, who will appear in a divine wooden form, right? So he became sannyas, around, now, around 520, around 520 years ago, I guess, something like that, till now, from now. At the age of, at a very early age, he became the sannyasi. In the Narsimha Purana, it is said, Satya Daitya Kuladika Samye Simordava Mratyakritis Tretyam Dashkandaram Paribhavan Rameti Namakritaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead who in the Satya Yuga appeared as a half man, half lion. Right? Who is the half man, half lion? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell who was half man, half lion?
Nursing Avatar, Guruji, Nursing Avatar.
Hari Bol Prabhu, yeah, nothing avatar. To cure a terrible disease that had ravaged the Daityas, and who in the Treta Yuga appeared as a person named Ram, the person who defeated the ten-headed demon Ram. Right? गोपालन परिपालयने व्रजपुरे भरम अरम द्वपरे गौरंगा प्रिय कीर्तना कलियुगे चैतन्य नामा प्रभु and who in the Dwapar Yuga removed the earth's burden and protected the Gopa people of Rajapura will appear again in the Kali Yuga. His form will be golden. He will delight in chanting the Lord's holy names and his name will be Chaitanya, right? In the Narasimha Purana, it is said. In Padma Purana, the Supreme Personality of God himself states, Kale Prathama Sandhyam Gaurangotam Mahitale Bhagirathi Tate Taramye Bhavishyami Sachi Suta. I shall appear on this earth in the first part of Kali Yuga in a beautiful place on the bank of Bhagirathi, right? Now, near Ganga, there the near Bengal, what flows? The Ganga, right? So Bhagirathi, right? I shall have a golden form and I shall take birth as a son of Sachin. In the Atharveda, Supreme Person, Supreme Personality, I will descend on the earth after the passage of 4,000 years in Kali Yuga, Kali age, and before the passage of 5,000 years. I will come on the earth of the bank of Ganges. I will be a tall and saintly Brahmana devotee. I will have all the auspicious symptoms of an exalted person. I will exhibit renunciation. I will have all auspicious signs. I will be a devotee practicing Bhakti Yoga. I will taste the rasa of my own devotional service, right? So why he came? To taste the rasa of devotional service, for that he came. So we start with the Supreme Personality of Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuya Pravikshami Jnananam Gyanu Muttatmam Yagyatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhi Mito Gataha. The Blessed Lord said, Again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained to the supreme perfection. By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution, right? Because if you know this, if you know this knowledge, then one will not be disturbed, right? One will not be disturbed at the time of creation and at the time of dissolution, right? So by becoming fixed in the knowledge, one can attain to transcendental nature like my own. Because if you have this knowledge, you have this, you have this knowledge that this is, problem, then this is the solution, this is the knowledge basically you are getting, then you will know that, what is this world, how this world is working, right? If you don't know, okay, bhakti is, bhakti is the solution. You have get that, okay, you are supreme personality, you got it, we got that. Yes, we need to, worship you. We need to be, manmana mad bhakto. We need to always, abide by you, right? We always worship you, right? We know this, okay, we know this, but after that what happens, how this world is working? Because if you don't know, then how you will control your desires, right? How these desires are coming on to you? You know that there is supreme personality godhead, you know that we have to worship, but still desires are coming. How to deal with them? How to deal with them? What are the effects? Who is affecting those desires? Who is doing the actual karma? right? You need to know in deep the knowledge, right? If you know the deep knowledge, then what will happen? Then you will know that these are not doings of mind. These are doings of the material modes of nature, right? Three modes of material nature. I am just the desirer. I am just the willing person, right? So I am I established in the satoguna, rajoguna, tamoguna, that we need to know, right? It is like a gauge, right? It is like a gauge. Basically, you are, you have to do the bhakti, but at currently at what stage are you? If you want to know, then these six chapter will tell you, right? From 13 to 18, these six chapter will tell you that okay, this is, like it's like a thermometer, right? If you are suppose you are in a sataguna, then you are a room temperature, right? That is 98.3 around, right? And if you are in a rajoguna, you are at, at 100 degrees Celsius, right? 100 and 101. If you are a tamoguna, then you are at 105 degrees Celsius. So this is gauging at what stage we are in, so that we can progress. If we are in tamoguna, then we need to progress at the satoguna, from rajoguna to satoguna, right? Then we need to become transcendental. So we need to know that what are the things I do, what are the things I look for, what kind of desires I am having, am I acting on it, am I not acting on it, all these questions are there, right? So this will, the knowledge will be there. So did we evolve or created by the Lord? Right. First question is the Darwin theory of evolution is correct, or are we created by the Lord? Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell? Or have we come through evolution, or have we come through, by the Lord? What does our faith or our intelligence says about that? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anyone? So Darwin and Muller, they say that basically, we are coming through evolution through the Big Bang theory, right? There is a, there is some, some explosive has been done from point, from nothing, and suddenly we have arise, right? So here, 14.3, the Bhagwan clearly states here, Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadami am sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. The total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, right? And it is that Brahman I impregnate, right? So Brahman, he himself is not Brahman, he is making Brahman. He is making the Brahman, he is impregnating the Brahman, making possible the births of all living beings. Oh, son of Bharata, right? He is making the Brahman, then he is above that, right? He is making the Brahman. So Lord impregnates Prakriti, right? He is saying he impregnates by just seeing, he can, the living entities are living here. So the Darwin theory, all that Muller theory is all, forbidden, right? It's all, negated. 14.4 सर्व योनिषु कौन्तेय मृतय संभवन्ति या तासां तसां तासम तासां ब्रह्म मनमद्योनिर aham bija pradapita. He is aham bija pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving father. He is the seed giving father, right? He tells a story that out of the rice, some, if a scorpion, comes out of it, a scorpion comes out, coming out of the rice is assumed to be, is assumed that he is born out of rice, but it's not like that, right? It's coming from egg, right? So it's not like that he is coming from a from the rice, right? It's coming from an egg. Like this we are confused. So 84 lakh species exist in the universe, right? And we think that it's all created by evolution. Each and every so beautiful, there is a pomegranate is red, right? So beautiful covering is there, it falls on the ground so that it is not destroyed, right? So these creations, you think that all these the various hills, various species having various desire due to that various species only through evolution has come out, that is not, that is not gets logical anywhere, right? So we have to take, it's all a theory, right? It's not the fact. So we have to take various bodies based on our past karmas, right? Various forms are there. So 84 lakh species are there. No coincidence in this world, right? There is no coincidence, right? So what is the purpose of this material world creation and why did Lord create? Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell by their understanding, whatever understanding you have, that why this, why this material creation is there and why did Lord create, If he is so powerful, he can fulfill everyone's wish, right? What is the need of creating this world? Why are we here? If everything is there, if all the blissfulness is there, why we have come to this place, unnecessarily, burdened, or unnecessary having miseries? Why this place is created? Hare Krishna. Can anyone tell? Hare Krishna. Everyone is resting, I guess, due to Diwali. Yes, Matari. Hare Krishna. Yes, Matari. Please,
Hare
Matari.
Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Sorry Prabhuji, I joined late. So this is the question that you asked us.
Yes, yes, Matari.
So can I try? Like I don't have
Yes,
any
yes.
okay.
Yes.
So Prabhuji, in my personal opinion, I think that God has sent us back to this material world so that we can purify our senses. As long as we are here in this world, like I can give an example that this world is a grand hospital. You have to purify your sense as early as you can, then you can go back to Godhead. So that is the purpose of this material world and creation. I don't
Yes,
know whether I'm
Haribol.
correct or not.
Yes, Haribol Matari. Yes, you are correct, Matari. Yes, we have some desires, and yes, due to that, we need to, we want to lord over material things, right? We has desire because one has desire for what, Matari, We one has desire for only lording over the material things, right? So that is we are here for. So this material world is meant for misery, just as prison house is meant for punishment. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. We learned in previous chapters, right? This is the place of dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It is temporary and it is full of misery, right? There is sukha and dukha both, but the dukha is pure. Sukha is not pure here. So dukha, it is in the pure form, right? The miseries are there and it is pure form. So jivas are bound in this material world, right? Because we have the desires to lord over material things. That is the only thing, because we are envious of the Lord, and secondly, we have the desire that okay, I want to be the lord of the material things. 14.5 सत्त्वं रजस्तमा इति गुणा प्रकृति संभवा निबधन्ति महाबाहो देहे देहिनम अव्ययम. Material nature consists of the three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Right? Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. When the living entity comes in contact with nature, he becomes conditioned by this mode. Right? So what is happening with us? Basically, what is happening? We are the living nature, right? And material nature is consisting of these three modes: satoguna, rajoguna, tamoguna, right? So since we are come into this contact of the material nature, so we are conditioned by this, right? By this modes, right? One is having the habit of acquiring knowledge. He is having the mode of goodness. One is having the acquiring of doing too much work or something like that, and mix of acquiring knowledge and also doing the work. He is in the passion mode of passion, right? Rajoguna. One is totally into the ignorance, right? Totally sleeping and doing all the bad habits, following the bad habits or doing the sinful activities. It is completely into ignorance, right? So he is basically in contact with the material nature and acting as per that. So these are the three gunas. Sattva guna is the purity, right? Full purity is there. Rajas, passion and activity is there. Ignorance, tamas guna. 14.6. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvad prakashakam anameyam sukha sangena bandhati jnana sangena chanagha. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating and it frees one from all sinful reactions, right? One is in mode of goodness. So what will happen? He will be free from all sinful reactions, right? Those situated in that mode develop knowledge, right? Those situated in that mode develop knowledge, but they become conditioned by the concept of happiness, right? If you have the knowledge, right, you will become happy, right? I am not the doer. Okay, become happy, right? He becomes happy when following the four regulative principles, right? First is not eating, not meat eating, right? Not meat eating. So only having compassion. Okay, you leave that. One is and then no gambling, right? So you are in India, most probably no gambling will be there, right? But then the next two comes the no intoxication, right? No intoxication, you need some, you need some practice to that. Then comes the illicit sex, right? Then that is more difficult, right? So that doing comes from the, if you are in the mode of goodness, because if you all the four you are following mode of goodness, now the modes of material nature are doing that, so will you will not Think about that. So we'll come to the mode of goodness. What will happen? You will have the knowledge. You will become peaceful, right? You will have peaceful, calm, right? All the four you are following, no desires will be there because you are following the four. So no desires will be there, right? No desires will be there. You will be in the mode of goodness. What will happen to that? Then you will be in the happiness. You are will be happiness where you will be happiness in this miserous world, right? Then what will happen? You will go to the heaven. Then what will happen? You will come back here. So again, you are in the cycle of birth and death. So this golden chain of mode of goodness is also not good. Right. Let's start this one.
Come, let us go for a stroll in the countryside. Look, I brought us a healthy picnic lunch. The air is clean here, so peaceful. Here we can get away from the agitating elements of the city.
Right. So one is basically following all the regulative principles, doing all the karma kandas, doing all good things, right? By acquiring knowledge, ultimately ending up in heaven. Again, again reaching to the the birth and death cycle. So what does Sattvic person does? Thinking, feeling, and willing, right? All three will do thinking, feeling, and willing, right? But the stages are different. So the thoughts, the bad thoughts, what will happen for the Sattvic person? The bad thoughts will come and at the thinking level only, right? He will not go further to the feeling and willing level, right? He will cut right there itself, right? The thought came, a bad thought came for a Sattvic person, and what happened? He stopped right there. He will not start to contemplate on it, not start to will on it and execute it. Right? That is a behavior of a sattvic person. What about the good thoughts? He will think upon it, he will feel upon it, he will do the willing and he will execute it. Right? He will willing the execution will be there. Right? Sattvic person will want to do that. If willing is there, then the modes of the mode of goodness will be active and execution will be there after sanction of the Lord. Right? So this is the characteristics of a sattvic person. Bad thoughts and stopped at thinking. Good thoughts till go until willing, right? He will be happy, right? Now we will come to the Rajoguna. Rajoragatmakam vidhi Krishna sangasam udbhavam tannibandhati kaunteya karma sangena dehina. The modes of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. O son of Kunti, and because of this, one is bound to material fruitive activities, right? It is because of lots of desires and longings. What will happen for the Rajoguna, right?
What are you doing, man? Out there working on your tan? Monday's the honey Sunday! I bet you forgot about Susie, didn't you? You're supposed to take her to Vegas this weekend. You know, lose your money, Vegas. You'll be rich. You'll reach the top. Just one hitch. You're just getting stuck. Just get it.
Right, so Rajoguna is, trying to achieve
What are you doing?
things, right? Lot of things, right? He is trying to achieve this, going there, enjoying the life, right? Enjoying propensity is there, right? That's it, the Rajoguna. What will be the bad thoughts come to the Rajoguna? The bad thoughts will go till the, feeling level, till, he start the feeling level, right? He will start the feeling level. He may not do that, right? The Rajik person. And the good, for the good thoughts also will be at the feeling level, right? They all will be at the feeling level. The Rajik persons are like that. Thoughts are having, but something, if there are, if there is a person who is not having money, right, to do all these things, but the thoughts coming, he will at the feeling level, right? What will happen due to that? Miseries in the thought will happen, right? He is feeling it and he is trying to do it, but not not executed it, but feeling level it is there. So it becomes misery. Comes into and comes into very disturbed ones becomes. And the tamasva anyanadam vidhi mohanam sarva dehina pramadalasya nidrabhas tannibadnati bharata. O son of Bharat, the mode of ignorance causes the delusion of living entities, right? Delusion will be there. The result of this mode is madness, right? Madness is there. Indolence and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul, right?
Hey, that's that! That's that, man! I think you just need to chill with me. I got 6-packs in the fridge, play some video games, watch some TV, shut the curtains and just shut out the world. Sounds good, huh?
Right, so this is the status of addicted person basically. The thinking, feeling, living. Here the bad thoughts will be at the willing level, right? The bad thoughts come, he will think, he will he will feel, he will also. But the good thoughts will come for the only thinking only. He will not, he will stop right there. The good thoughts, right? I don't, if someone is offering the cigarette, he will say, okay, I have to that. The good thought was, what was the good thought? That I must not take it. The good thought will come at the thinking level and it will go, it will stop right there. But the bad thought will let, okay, I must have this cigarette, right? So willing level will be there. So basically, all the, indolence and sleep and, madness is there totally. So Sattvic filters, Sattvic, there are the various filters. The Sattvic filters, bad thoughts are not allowing them to go beyond this, no thinking level, right? The Sattvic filters, bad thoughts are not allowing, right? What are the next filter? The Rasic filters, bad thoughts to feeling stage, and so is disturbed, though he may not act according to the bad thoughts, right? He may not act, right, at the Rasic thoughts. Or the Tamasic person does not allow good thoughts, right? Instead allows bad thoughts and meditates on them and acts on them. Right, so this is the filters, basically various filters for various modes, one is in. What are the qualities of person in the Sattva Guna mode of goodness? What are the qualities? Hare Krishna, can anyone tell? One is in mode of goodness. Hare Krishna. Okay, so people in mode of goodness, Sattva always peaceful and happy, right? Active, proud of their knowledge, calm and creative thinking helps one to find solutions, right? One is basically calm, right? A Brahmana, a scientist, philosopher, they are calm, be always peaceful, they have the knowledge, active, proud of their knowledge, right? And, this being proud of the knowledge, that only they are being landed into the heaven, right? Then being into the birth cycle of birth and death, right? That is because of their pride, right? So they are calm and creative thinking and helps them find solution, right? So why does material nature bind them? Sense of advanced happiness, right? They know that, okay, I have this knowledge, okay, I have so much of knowledge, I know all the shastras, all the shlokas, I know what to do, what not to do, I know all of them, right? But there is no love for the God, right? There is no love for the God. There is, there is no surrender to the God. And what will happen? The knowledge is only there. The surrender is not there. What will happen? Again into the birth cycle, right? So binds them and keeps them in repeated birth and end. Have sense of superiority, hard to be humble, and I already know what to do, right? Already know. I already know everything, right? So hard to be humble, right? One is not humble. So that is the stage of people in mode of goodness. It is a chain. All the prisoners are there. One is with the golden chain, one is with a silver chain, one is with a steel chain. But all are binded with a chain only. What are the people in mode of passion? Greedy. They are greedy. They want overachiever, or trying to ambition, over ambitious, very active, and wants praise, honor in the society, selfish, envious, competitive, hasty, material enjoyment and sense gratification, money minded, right? Why does material nature bind them? Fruits of earth. They are linked to the fruits of. They want to enjoy the fruits of earth, want to fulfill unlimited desires, sin to, willing to sin to fulfill desires, right? I cannot take up bhakti with determination, right? Dadavita is not in them. What are the qualities of the Tamoguna? The person madness, they are lazy, darkness, madness, and crazy. Sleeps for 10 to 12 hours, right? Addicted to drinking, drugs, and intoxication, right? Postpones all his plans, helpless, confused, fearful, depressed, panicked, depends on others for happiness, right? So the madness, laziness, sleep basically bind them, right? If basically you're basically becoming a mad, right? Taking the addiction, going to the addiction, one is basically becoming mad, one is becoming basically lazy, one is becoming basically sleep, right? Too much sleepy. So too deluded in recognize Krishna's instruction, because if you are doing and you are mad, lazy, and sleeping, then what will happen? you will not even recognize the Krishna resurrection. You will not even go to the Bhagavad Gita and start reading it. That is the person, being deluded, right? So lazy to perform austerities, right? One is lazy, so one cannot perform austerity. One is, one can perform austerity only, one is at least into the, Rajoguna, right? Identify your mode, right? You need to identify, we need to put that what kind of filters we are having, what kind of thoughts are coming to us, and what kind of thinking, we feeling and willing are we doing. This is the gauge, this is the thermometer, this is the instrument to know ourselves, right? This is the mirror that is showing, okay, so put yourself into this and you decide by yourself in which mode are you in, right? So what time at when your mode, suppose what time at we wake up at the morning 5 o'clock, at the morning 8 o'clock, or at the morning 11 o'clock, right? So at a 5 o'clock Satvaguna a person wakes up, Rajoguna 8 o'clock, then 11 o'clock Tamoguna. So goodness, early morning, right? Passion, late morning, afternoon, early evening, ignorance, late night. Whole 11, 12, 12 hours of sleep. Activity of our waking up, are we doing the chanting? Are on the basis of activity, right? Are we doing, some, sports and, all, gymming activities? Or are we doing, taking, mobile and, scrolling the Instagram and all? Are we, which kind of mood are we? Which kind of books you are preferred? Are you preferring the various scriptures, or are you preferring that is gonna how to become successful and all, and are you preferring the tamogana, all the fictional books and all? What is your sleeping time? 9 o'clock, at late night, 11 o'clock, or in the at the 2 o'clock, right? So Arjuna pondered, does one mode becomes predominant, right? Does one modes becomes predominant? Who's he is thinking that what which modes become predominant? Is there any fight, right? सत्वं सुखे संजयाति रजा कर्माणि भारत ज्ञानम अवृत्यात्तु तमः परमादि संजयाति उता. The mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passions conditions him to the fruits of action, and ignorance to madness, right? What kind of conditions, one is become conditioned, right? What kind of we are conditioned, you can judge by that which mode are we in, right? So are we into to the into the mode of conditions to be in the happiness, or fruitive action, we binded by the fruitive action, or into the madness, right? So sometimes the mode of passion becomes prominent, be defeating the mode of goodness, O son of Bharata. And sometimes the mode of goodness defeats passion, and at other times the mode of ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy, right? So here ponders him, seeing he is pondering, the Krishna is replying, right? That mode of passion becomes so prominent. Sometimes goodness, right? Sometimes ignorance over the goodness and passion, right? So always the fight is going on, which has to be, right? It is your filter which will decide. It is your thinking, feeling, and willing. Mind will decide, right? So this is, fight is always going on. 14.11. The manifestations of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge, right? All the gates of body, the 9 gates of the body are there, right? We need to illuminate by knowledge, right? The knowledge, which kind of mode are we in? We need to illuminate by that, right? Wait a minute. Okay, the manifestation of the mode goodness, right? We learned this. O chief of Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, uncontrollable desire, hankering, and intense endeavor develop, right? When there is increase in mode of passion, right? In mode of passion increase, what will happen? What are the symptoms? Great attachment will be there to something, right? The lust will be there, right? Uncontrollable desire, uncontrollable, you cannot control it, right? Hankering and intense endeavor to develop, right? This is the mode of passion. This is the addicted person, right? O son of Kuru, when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, madness, illusion, inertia, and darkness are manifested, right? One is in, having, he is having a normal body, right? He is having a, he is having a body to be at least do something work, right? But he is unable to do because mode of ignorance is very heavy on him, right? The mode of ignorance, illusion, inertia, and darkness are manifested in him too much, right? So now he say, where will the people in these moods, sattva, rajas, tamas, go after they die? Right? So one will question that if someone dies in one of these modes, what will happen to them? So he says, what will happen? Yada sattve pravarte tu pralayam yati deha brat tadota tadotma vidam lokan amalam prati Padyate. When one dies in mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great cities. He will go to the heaven. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom, right? One is in the mode of passion, you will go again engage in fruitive activities. You will again come to the cycle of birth and death in Bhuloka, right? And one dies in mode of ignorance, he take birth in the animal kingdom, right? He is ignorant, he is sleeping too much, he is sleeping too much, he want to rest too much, he is lazy too much, becomes a plant or a tree. He eats too much voraciously, right? He wants to eat too much non-veg, right? He is having too much non-veg, right? Eating is there, he becomes a, a lion is there, right? Tiger is there. One is here sleeping, right? Exposure, one is sleeping, he becomes a bear. One is, exposing, basically, one wants to, doesn't want to wear clothes, one wants to be, without clothes, he becomes a tree, right? These examples are there. One is, too much, eating, right? That's the pig is there, the tiger is there. Various things. One wants to eat, stale food and all, and he becomes a pig. कर्मण सुकृतस्याहु सत्विकं निर्मलं फलं rajasasthu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasha phalam. By acting in the mode of goodness, one becomes purified. Works done in mode of passion results in distress, and actions performed in mode of ignorance result in foolishness, right? So one is performing, acting in mode of goodness, one becomes purified, right? Mode of goodness is there, the knowledge that, okay, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the way to purify yourself. You start doing that, so what will happen? You will get purified, right? One is doing the mode of fashion, too much working, not thinking that why are we here, why are we here. I have given the, I am basing a gold brick, or a paperweight. We are basically gold brick, we are spiritual beings, we are the gold brick, but we are being used as a, we are asking ourselves to be used as a paperweight, so that will not be successful, right? One will become distressed, because that is not the purpose. One in the mode of ignorance, totally madness, foolishness is there, right? So from the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops, right? From the, if one is in the goodness, at least knowledge will cultivate, right? One is in the mode of passion, grief will develop, right? Too much attached to anything, what will happen? Ultimately, you will result in, because everything is temporary, right? For some time, our life is also temporary, so everything will ultimately come to the grief, right? From the mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develop. Right here you can here see, right? One is, first picture is there, he is in totally, mode of goodness. Second is in mode of passion, third is, totally into madness. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्य गुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Those situated in mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds, right? So now he's saying that where he will go, one will go to the goodness, Satogun will go to the higher planets. So Rajogun will go to live in the earthly planets, right? And Tamogun, will go down to the hellish worlds. He's saying that which world you want to go. So this is the universe, in the Goloka Vrindavan chart. We see these are the 14 lokas, right? It starts from the Bhuma Loka, right? Satya Loka, the Lord Brahma's abode, and Tapo Loka, Gyan Loka, the seven sages, the Mahar Loka, the Swarga Loka, and the Loka, right? He is the king, the heavenly planets, realm of 330 million demigods and demons, right? Bhuvar Loka, Rakshasas and ghosts, right? Bhu Loka, the earth where we are living. Then we comes down to the Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala, right? Petraluka and hellish planets, right? These are, these are the basically we are here. So just by chanting, we can come out of this material world. We want to come out of this material world. What we have to do? We need to come out of this material world just by chanting. Right? Chanting and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. So can I transcend this mode? Yes. So when you see that there is nothing beyond these modes of nature in all activities, and that the Supreme Lord is transcendental to all these modes, then you can know my spiritual nature, right? Who is above them? Who is above the material natures? Supreme Lord is there, right? We know that Supreme Lord is above them. So whom shall we approach? Maya or Supreme Lord? We shall approach Supreme Lord. So when the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even in this life, right? We need to transcend these three modes. How? In this life itself, we need to transcend? Okay, no worry. You chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Right? So what will happen? We will come out of distress. We will enjoy the nectar even in this life. So Krishna tells us to rise from the tamasic to rajasic, from rajasic to sattvic. Don't stay there. Rise above all modes. Right? He's saying that rise above all modes. Right? And be free from distresses to Vaikuntha. Comes to the Vaikuntha. There no distresses there. Right? Chant and be free from birth, death, old age, and disease. So when the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes, he can become free from birth. Now he is saying that you need to transcend these three modes. What will be done after that? You will become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy in this life. Now Arjuna inquires, "Oh my dear Lord, by what symptoms is one known who is transcendental to those modes?" Right? If we become suppose transcendental to those modes, then what are the symptoms? By that we can judge ourselves, or right? So with what is his behavior and how does he transcend the modes of nature? Right? Correct question he is asking, right? Right? If you know that this is, you need to, this is that was the problem statement, that okay, there are these three modes, you are acting under them, and if you are acting, this will happen, right? This is the problem statement. Now the question comes that okay, the problem statement is there. Now what is, how to, one becomes transcendental, you have given the solution, but how do what are the behavior, how can I judge that okay, I have attained that mode, that I am above these three modes, right? How to judge that? So the blessed Lord said, "He who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present, right? Nor longs for them when they are disappear. Who is seated like one unconcerned being situated beyond these material reactions of the modes of nature, who remains firm, knowing that the modes alone are active, right? Everything is active due to modes. Who regards alike pleasure and pain, and looks on a gold and a clod, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is wise and holds praise and blames to be the same, who is unchanged in honor and dishonor, who treats friend and foe alike, who has abandoned all fruitive undertakings. Such a man is said to have transcended the modes of nature." Right? We learned before, the qualities of a qualities of what is knowledge, right? Before chapter we learned what is knowledge. He there also defined, various simplicity, humility, being detached from the family lives, right? Being considering evil, or the four, all the fourfold misery, right? There also he defined what is knowledge. Here also he is saying that the same knowledge, one who is following to that knowledge is, basically it is the symptom of that man, right? He is transcended the force of nature. So if you are seeing these all qualities in that devotee, right, in that devotee or in that person or ourselves, basically in ourselves, right? It is for us, right? We are not here to judge someone else. We are here to judge ourselves. What we have to judge ourselves on? All these four things. That all are we, having too much attachment? Are we in delusion? When there is present, delusions are present in others, but we are considering that, oh, he is in that, he is in that, he is in that. No, it is for you. You are considering them, he is in, but he is, acting as some material modes of nature, right? One is not longing, but right, for them, right? Not longing for them. One is unconcerned, being, beyond these material reactions of mode of nature. Who is firm, right? One is firm that, hey, yes, I need to wake up in the morning. I need to chant 16 rounds of, chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And, I need to worship, right? I need to give all my results to the Krishna, right? One is who is firm, knowing that the modes are alone, right? That who knows that all the modes are only active. It's not me, it's only the desires that is there, and the modes of material nature is active. Someone is, throwing stone at you, what you will you see that the modes of material nature has done that. The tamoguna part has done that, not him. That he looks a clod, a stone, a piece of gold, and he doesn't consider any, riches, to be, to be, profitable or beneficial, right? He considers that everything is the, it belongs to the Lord only, right? So everything belongs to the Lord, who is wise and holds praise and blame to be the same, right? In honor and dishonor, he considers alike, right? He is simplicity, right? He who treats friend and foe alike, right? So these are the symptoms by which, if it is, we need to gauge ourselves on these, these symptoms. Someone who is not in the bodily or mental identification platform, but is in the spiritual identification, Vedas teach us how to live in this jail comfortably, right? Krishna tells us how to come out of this jail, right? All these are related to the body, right? Or if you know that you are the soul, then all this symptom will automatically come, right? I give you example. If you are taking cold bath in the morning, if you consider yourself to a body, then there will be heavy shivering, right? Heavy shivering, then you will get it cold, right? But if you know that you are the soul, you are not the body, then what will happen, right? That's attitude will change, the consciousness will change, shivering will not be that much, because you are not the body, the soul is there. Just keeping the body clean, so we need to change the attitude. The Krishna consciousness will automatically come after chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. मां चायो व्याभिचारेण भक्ति योगेन सेवते सा गुणान् समतीत्यैता brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages, one who engages, now he giving the solution. One who engages in full devotion service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman, right? We need to kill all our bad thoughts, right? At the thinking level itself, know that I need to follow this food regularly. You will cut, you will cut those, desires. If you cut those desires at the thinking level itself, you will be transcendental, right? You will be transcendental, and you chant, that Supreme Personality God is there, and you are the soul, right? You are the Anumatma. You need to approach the Vibhu Atma. So what will happen? You will transcend the modes of material nature and thus come to the level of Brahman. Right? So one is to engage in full devotion service, unfailing in all circumstances. ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमर्त्यास् अमर्तस्याय व्यवस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखय कस्य च. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, and I am the basis of impersonal Brahman. He is the basis of impersonal, the Brahma Jyoti, right? Which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness, right? Their fourfold miseries are not there at the Brahma Jyoti. So here we comes to the end of the chapter. Now these are some books, you can purchase. This is, I guess. Okay. So we'll end here. Any questions today? Hare Krishna. It was a short chapter. Next will also be, I guess, 20 shlokas are there. 15 Purushottam, I guess, shlokas are there.
Prabhuji, that book you show, Prabhuji?
Book, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. You need to buy, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Actually, I bought Nectar of Devotion.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And I want to buy the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. You can go to the website, Prabhuji. This link is there, no?
Okay.
It's on mangaluru.com, and directly from there, books are there. From there,
Okay,
in the
I can
groups
order.
also. Yes, Prabhuji. In the group also there is, direct link to the, Japmala and, Science of Self-Realization, SSR.
Okay,
Perfect
bro.
question, perfect answer, and NY. These are the books you can refer in this level 1. Then the level 2, you can go forward to the Nectar of Devotion also.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so any questions today? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll end here. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna, everyone. Meet tomorrow for 15th chapter. Hare Krishna.